Before you pack your bags and head down south to Winston-Salem, North Carolina, and make that your new home, I want you to stop and make sure you watch this video, because what we're going to do in this video is talk about all the reasons why you should not move to Winston-Salem in 2025 and all the reasons why it may not be the best city for you. In this video, I'm going to be pulling back the curtain and letting you know all the 5 reasons why Winston-Salem is not the best place for you to call home in 2025. And maybe another area might be the best place to think about rather than Winston-Salem. But people reach out to me every day and ask me what life is like living in Winston-Salem and the Triad. And I love to help people. I love it when they reach out. They call, text. You can call, text, or even email me, and we'll chat about what life is like living in Winston-Salem. You can subscribe to my channel. You can text, DM me, or give me a call. I'd love to chat with you and help you figure out whether or not this is the best city for you to make your move in 2025. The number one reason why Winston-Salem is probably not the place for you to move in 2025 is transportation. If you don't have a reliable car, this is probably not the city for you, because public transportation is just not as reliable. It's not as spread out throughout the area. Winston-Salem is pretty spread out anyways, as a city. So if you're having to take, a bus throughout the area to get to work or wherever you need, it may be a little bit more limited than a bigger city, and you might struggle with that. So getting around might be a little bit more difficult in Winston-Salem. The second reason why you may not want Winston-Salem to be your home in 2025 is competitive wages. They are a little bit lower here than they are around the country, as well as bigger cities such as Charlotte and Raleigh. Just an hour and a half away from Winston-Salem, the wages are going to be a little bit higher. They're a little bit more competitive, but again, home prices are also going to be higher than what you could, own here in Winston-Salem, what you could purchase as a first-time home buyer. I mean, you can still buy a house under $200,000. So comparatively, when you're looking at wages, they are lower in this area, but you can afford more home, just more lifestyle for what wages that, Winston-Salem offers. Again, that is a con, that the wages are a little bit lower. The third con, and reason why Winston-Salem, you may not want it to be your home in 2025, is nightlife. If you're looking for that big city nightlife, tons of clubs or things to do in the evening, Winston-Salem's probably not your place. It is a little bit more quaint, a little smaller of a city. Nightlife, clubs, we do have some nightlife down on 4th Street and downtown. There is more venues and clubs that you can go to. We also have Top Golf in Greensboro, which is open pretty late, but overall, it's not a nightlife kind of town. It's a little bit slower paced, and that's what you're looking for. We are definitely not the New York City lifestyle that you would have in New York or even Charlotte or Raleigh. They have a little bit more of a nightlife. The fourth reason why Winston-Salem may not be the place for you to move is, of course, allergies. If you are an allergy sufferer, Winston-Salem may not be the place for you. There's huge and high pollen counts. We have 4 seasons, and spring is a big one. Allergy sufferers really suffer here. Even if you don't have allergies, you may develop them just because there is so much pollen. That is definitely something to think about, as well as the summers. The summers are hot and humid. We have a big spring, lots of pollen, and then when you hit to the summer, you get to the summer months, it's pretty humid. So if those are things that, you may not want to struggle with or you don't like, Winston-Salem may not be the place for you. The fifth reason why Winston-Salem may not be the place for you is our schools are pretty inconsistent with the ratings. So whether you live in one part of the city, the school can be funded and have the most amazing school scores. Another part of the city could be very inconsistent, and the funding could be a lot lower. The school rating could be much lower. The schools could be suffering a little bit more. And so there's a huge inconsistency across the city of where you live and which schools you go to. So that's definitely something you need to think about, whether or not Winston-Salem's the place for you to live. So let's recap this. So if you move to Winston-Salem, you may need a car, your wages might be lower, change your expectations of a nightlife, because Winston-Salem doesn't have a huge bustling nightlife. And don't have allergies, you may end up with allergies because we've got some high pollen counts and full spring pollen season. And then lastly, the inconsistency with school ratings. Winston-Salem does have some great schools, but they can be very inconsistent. The funding can be very and vastly different. So you definitely need to do some research about it. So those are the reasons why Winston-Salem might not be the place for you. Only you can decide. If you have any questions, I definitely want you to reach out. Like I said before in the beginning of the video, people reach out to me every day. They have questions about the area, what it looks like to buy, sell, or invest in real estate, and I'd love to help you. So feel free to leave a comment below. Definitely follow me as well. You can subscribe, hit the button down below. You can also DM me, you can text me, or give me a call. I'd love to be able to help you and figure out if Winston-Salem is not the place for you to live, or if it is the place that you want to call home.